guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Therese Alaba. Before you carry on, I want you to hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe to my channel, like my channel, and put a comment on my channel and share it with your friends. I'm sure you will learn something and your friend will learn something as well. Today I will be talking about red flags in a relationship. I'm just on my ask, red flags, where's red flags? Let's start. What does red stand for? Red stands for something that is hot, stand for heat, stands for blood, stand for problem. And we all know what a flag is. A flag is a piece of cloth with a design on it, connected to a pole and hanged in the middle of somewhere that is so visible for everybody, very high, however you can see from wherever you're looking from. So putting this together, red flags, it then means something, a danger or an hazard that is flagging at you, waving at you and saying, hey, hi, I'm here, this is me. And I can assure you, most relationship has red flags, but sometimes we just choose to ignore them. Red flags is something we use in medical term. Is a way of diagnosing a problem, is a way of identifying an issue. So it's something every clinician, doctor, and some nurses are trained to do as well. When a patient approaches you and they say, you know what, I'm actually coughing, I've got cough. Part of the question they will ask is like, so how long has it been there for? When did this, was the onset? When did it start? What is the how deep is the cough? Do you bring out flame? They start asking you questions. Have you traveled recently? Have you been with somebody who has traveled? They will even ask you at night time, do you have night sweat? How many pillows do you use to sleep? Is there anything that causes it? What a clinician, you might not even be able to find a relationship between the question they're asking you and the symptoms you present with. But what the clinician was trying to put together is to see, are there any red flags? Is this thing telling us you've just got a cough? Have you just got a common cold? Have you got TB, tuberculosis? Or have you actually, as a person, actually got lung cancer? So all these questions is actually to diagnose a problem. So they're looking for red flags. So it's very, very important in relationship to identify if there are any red flags in a relationship. As for me personally, I remember when my first relationship broke up, few months after the line, when I was meditating and I was looking back at what happened, there were so many red flags that actually I did not pay too much attention to it. There's some I pay attention to it, but I didn't know it was red flag. I get angry about it sometimes. I thought, okay, oh, it didn't mean it, or maybe we can cope with it, maybe it will work, or I just overlook it. But there's no point getting angry about it. If I knew those are red flags, I could have addressed it earlier, or I could have said, hey, bye-bye, I don't think this will work, instead of allowing it to end in this way. So I thought I would be able to share this with you, and then you will learn from it. So there's so many red flags that happen. Sometimes when I hear people, my friends saying, oh, my husband did this, and my wife did this, and they did this and did this, or people have the shock of their life in the marriage, that I look at it, I thought, nah, this is not new. And you hear people saying, you know what, he's never like that before, she just changed all of a sudden. People don't just change. Those things have been there when you're in a relationship, but you're so fallen in love, you're so blinded in love, you didn't pick things like that up. Probably you didn't know they are red flags, and you just thought she didn't mean it. And sometimes we make so much silly excuses for people. Oh, she's had a bad upbringing, that's why she behaved like that. Oh, a parent rejected her. Oh, she didn't get on with her mom. Or oh, she's been abused. Or he is had a tough life. We make so much excuses for people rather than addressing the issue and say, hey, this is red flag. What do we do with this red flag? Do we deal with it, or do we leave it? So it's very, very important to know red flags and how you can deal with red flags. You know, in the book of Genesis, chapter 28, verse 16, something actually struck me. So this is talking about Jacob. So it says, and Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and it said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew not. So Jacob was on a journey to go and find a wife. And on his way to his destination, decided to put some rocks together and sleep and put his head on the stone. And he had a dream in there. Then when he woke up, I was like, wow, God was here. I didn't even know it. Oh, come on. A dream. Just a dream. A dream could have been anything. So someone could have woken up and say, you know, oh, it's just a dream. I've had too much to eat. That's why. Or, oh, I'm hungry. That's why I had a dream. Or, you know what? I'm just tired. My brain is not working properly because I'm tired. That's why I had a dream. Someone could have said, oh, no, dream is just a dream. It's just psychological. But this is not the case of Jacob. When he woke, we say, no, the Lord was here and I knew it not. So he picked something. And many a times, that's how our relationship are. There's so many red flags flagging at us. But you make so much excuses for it. Rather than you attacking the issue and doing what is actually necessary about that. I remember when I was in college, I had a friend, and very close friend of mine. She was a single mother, and then there was this guy. She likes, or they like each other and they want to marry. But this guy is also coming from another marriage whereby he had, I can't remember. I think he had either between 3 to 5 children. I know he had plenty of children, and he hadn't even broken up with his wife yet. They had issues. They were going to break up. Is left. They haven't gone through divorce yet, but you find somebody else you want to marry or you want to be with. She told me, and at first I thought, something doesn't add up. This guy with so many children, you're leaving your wife. So why are you leaving your wife with all these children? And you're going into another relationship. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but it didn't even settle down with me. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't advise this friend of mine because I'm talking about good 13 years ago. I couldn't have advised her at the point. I was single. I wasn't in a relationship. I haven't had a child then. So it's almost like, oh, so who are you to be advising somebody in such a situation when you have no experience about it? But something didn't settle down well with me. But it seems like she's already made up her mind. Even though I make some few comments that, I'm not sure. I think you should take your time. You should pray about it and think about it. But it seems like she's already made up her mind already, especially coming from a single mother point of view. She wanted somebody there for this son. She wanted a father figure for the son. So she's made up her mind already. Then they were together, either they're married or not. I know she had another child for the guy. And then just 2 years ago, we met again. It's been a long time. We lost contact. 2 years ago, we met again. And then I was like, so how are you? I went to visit. I actually visited our home as well. So how are you? How is this guy, your husband, your partner? How is he doing? She told me, yeah, it's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is good. We're cool. So I said, okay. Then 2 weeks later, I met this guy as well. So I was asking him, so how are you? How's your wife? They said, oh, we're not together anymore. We don't see each other. I said, oh, so why? Listen, I was shocked. I was taken aback. It was just 2 weeks before I met the lady. She didn't tell me anything. She said everything was fine. I bet she felt so embarrassed to tell me, or felt ashamed to tell me. But the guy told me, oh no, we're not together anymore. And I said, oh, why? It was, oh, it's quite complex. It's complicated. I didn't want to say anything. But when I left him and I was going, I was like, all the signs were already there in that relationship. The red flags were there. Because even before they got married, there's so much argument in that relationship. Don't get me wrong. Relationships go through arguments. People have arguments because we're human. We're getting to know each other. But this one was on a different level. Argument, many a times they'll be talking on the phone, shouting, screaming. It was so often, and it was really, really worrying to me. So when I met him 2 years ago, and I said, oh, they're no more. I thought, those red flags were there since they were in the relationship. I had questions myself, and then unfortunately, someone failed to pick them up, and this is where we end up. Maybe if she had knew those red flags at a point, it might be due to ignorance, she doesn't know. If she had knew those red flags at a time, she might have addressed it. She might have done something about it. She might have even decided not to go into a relationship and say, hey, no, this is not for me. I think we have too much problem in here. I think it wouldn't work. So it's very important to know red flags. And also, let me caution you here. Red flags, or me telling you red flags, that doesn't mean you should now become suspicious in your relationship and be thinking, oh no, and start looking for sign. That doesn't support your nosiness into checking your partner's phone and checking, is he doing this, is he doing that, is he doing that. That's not what I'm saying. And even if at all you pick up a red flag, you need wisdom to go about it. Yeah, so it's very, very important to know what this red flags is all about, and then how to handle the red flags. So why do we need to watch out for red flags? It goes back to the medical team. Why do they ask so many questions? I don't know if you've been to the hospital before. If you've been to hospital A&E with a condition, you will know the doctor will ask you so many questions that probably are not even related to the condition. So why do we need to watch out for red flags? Why do we need to have the knowledge of red flag? The reason being that red flags, it helps you to identify that, it tells you that there is a problem. There is a problem here. Point number 2, why we need to know and understand what red flags is. It also helps you to know, shall I fight or fly? Is this something I can confront, I can deal with? Or is this something I need to leave and say, no, this is not for me? Number 3, why we need to know red flags. It helps you to know what sort of counsel or help to seek. Because if you know which area these red flags are, then you can know which help am I going to seek, rather than being in a relationship blindly or working but blindly. Red flags, it also enable you to make informed decision. When you know, then you can decide, can I still be in this relationship? What will I do? What will happen? It helps you in order even to predict the future of the relationship or the marriage. If this thing is in a relationship like this, so what's going to happen in the marriage? Remember, marriage doesn't make things easier because you're married. Doesn't make things easier. We'll get to that in a minute. So it's very important. And also red flag, it saves you from future hurt and pain. So that is why we need to talk about red flags. So now that we know the reasons why we need to identify red flags and we know what red flag is, the next thing I'm going to talk about actually on the next series will be the 8 red flags to identify in a relationship. So stay tuned. Watch out for the next series about 8 red flags you need to identify in your relationship. It's been nice talking with you. You have a good evening and bye for now. Bye.